Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to our channel! We're so glad that you're here, and we just wanted to say that we hope everyone had such an amazing New Year and Christmas season with your family. We have some exciting updates that we can't wait to share with you guys, but we do have to break it in part by part because it is just so packed.
So dense.
It's intense. And so the next few weeks we'll start incorporating all those updates and things that we've been doing and working on, and we just can't wait to show you and also like go through the journey with you, which is going to be really incredible. So as an update, we wanted to start off this year by talking about, come on, say the word.
Budgeting.
Yes. We wanted to start talking about budgeting. And the reason why we wanted to start doing that is because we know that there are a lot of different projects that you guys are interested in, a lot of different goals that you and your family may have, or just you as the individual. But a lot of the stoppage for a lot of those dreams that many people have is like, okay, well, I have this dream, but don't have the resources. It doesn't mean you can't do those dreams though. And so that's actually something that we've been learning. We started getting involved in a lot of different groups as well, and it helped change the perspective that we have. So we wanted to start talking about budgeting because yes, we have dreams, yes, we have goals, we're sure that you do too, but it needs to be practical steps that actually help you get to where it is that you're wanting to go. Depending on how deep invested you are into that process and into investing into you and your family, that is actually ultimately going to decide how soon you get there. So starting off, there is an app that we use called the Every Dollar app. It is by David Ramsey, and it's something that my sister actually helped me with. I was not always the best budgeter, hint, hint. So I also did not have a credit card at all. My dad sponsored me with one bank, and he opened that card when I was like maybe 17. Yeah, I think I was 17. He opened me a $500, no, it was actually $300 credit card and a savings account, but he taught me nothing. He taught me nothing of how to use it, what it was for. So up until I was like 24-ish, I did not know how to use a credit card or the intent and purpose of it. So I decided somewhere down the road when I decided to get my first vehicle on my own, I tried my best to learn a little bit, and I tried doing like the 80-20 rule. That's for me, so maybe not for everyone else, but I tried not to use more than 20% on a credit card, and I do make payments on it. I pay whatever the balance is. So I don't do minimum payments. That's just my preference because I want to make sure that my credit actually gets to a score that shows like, okay, I'm making payments, I'm consistent on this. And on top of that, my score will build. At the time though, having a $500 credit card, I'm sure you guys like, yeah, we're balling out here, had more than me, and it's okay. But that's just where I started. I also was a huge proponent of saving. My family grew up in Haiti, so it was more so a poverty mindset that I didn't know that I had to shift from. So I got involved with some different community groups, like at the church that I was at, they had a budgeting class, so they talked about finances, they talked about like, well, finances based off how you use it is actually a healthy thing. It creates a buffer for a lot of different situations that happen in life. Like for example, COVID. No one could have expected what was going to happen. Many people lost their jobs, but others who had different avenues of doing so, like it created a buffer for them so that, society had a situation, but they had an amount of saving available to kind of help them get through that situation.
I would like to think about it the same way. The wealth insulates you from some of the things that can happen in the outside world, so they don't affect your family as much. So wealth is a good insulator, and budgeting is definitely one of the driving factors.
Yeah,
and wealth.
By the way, when we say wealth, we're not just referring to like money. We're also referring to assets. It can actually be something physical, like a home can have equity on it. So it may not be physical cash you can pull out, but you can think of it as a backup. Our preference is that if you have a home or a primary place of residence, or even like an investment property, there is a possibility that has equity on it. I would not suggest that you put, unless it was, you guys have mapped it out, all of the math, and it makes sense for you. For us, we don't put anything on our primary that creates a threat to our home, because that's our generational inheritance, something we want to pass down. It's not something we want to pass down with liens or other debts attached to it. So that's just our goal. But we're going to go in a little bit in order. We'll go through it one by one. So very first thing is making sure that you have a budgeting app. Figure out a cost of what it is that it takes to continue your living expenses. So if you have an apartment, for example, what is your rent? Food, electricity, water, if that's included in the rent. If it's not, just keep that in mind. And then also like any other bills that you have. Bills do include any type of debt you have. And I know many people just exclude that. It is not excluded. It is part of the picture, and we'll explain that as to why later on. But you want to keep that in mind, and whatever that number is, okay, what is the income that you make? So we have income on one side, we have debt and balances on the other side. And what would need to happen is you take the income that you have, you discount what the debts and balances are, and whatever's remaining is kind of what you have to kind of sustain your life. And based off of that number, you can do different things, but just even being aware of what you have available to you is really important. So number one, just having a budgeting app. Every dollar app is completely free. They do have tutorials online that kind of break it down for you as well. And they do have a help desk. So if you need someone to walk through like, okay, how to budget, YouTube University, a family member that you trust, like my sister helped me learn that. Or you can just, if you don't want to do an app, you can actually just do it on a sheet of paper, like Walmart, Publix, if there's a Publix near you. A lot of different grocery stores just have a notebook where you can write it down.
Or a lot of people, they use Excel spreadsheets. So for those of you who are good with Excel,
oh yeah,
you can definitely utilize that too. Comes with Microsoft.
Yes, that is a very great suggestion. All right, would you like to suggest the next one?
Outside of budgeting.
Yes.
I guess credit cards, credit.
How would you help someone to utilize credit?
So credit can be used as a leverage, that you can leverage your trustworthiness. Credit, one way of looking at credit is trustworthiness. What is your trustworthiness? So you can leverage your good faith, your trustworthiness for obtaining, for example, loans from banks. Credit is technically a loan. Somebody gives you a loan. Somebody gives you credit. So that means that by building your trustworthiness through being good at your budgeting and through making payments on time and through just repetitively having good faith within your business and within your customers, then you build that good credit with which will allow you to progressively get more higher amounts of trust from people, and that would result into getting more credits from them that you can utilize to leverage for your own business or your family or building your wealth.
Yes, and this is so mind-boggling to me because when you talk about like making consistent payments, it is actually a really big factor into like a credit score. So missing one payment over a certain period of time actually has a huge impact on your score. In some scenarios, it can actually take away about 100 or so points, and everyone's situation is different, but I think that's the biggest extreme. And it does play a huge factor because it does affect the credit worthiness. Okay, like, yes, there was one situation, what happened here? But then, of course, the longer that is separated, like as years continue by and it's further in the past, like then you still have a better track record because it's no longer as close to, like if you had to get a loan tomorrow, but you missed a payment 3 months ago and it affected your score, like that's gonna have a bigger impact than, let's say it's like 3 or so years down the road. You show more consistency in 3 to 4 years. So banks and lenders actually have, that stamp of approval is like, okay, we do see that, but, we also saw the effort that they put in. Really important thing. And I like that you talked about leverage. So when we use the term credit. Yes, you can use it in a way where, for example, you can use it for gas. You can use it for, I would say, like basic utility. Yeah, basic utility stuff. I wouldn't say use credit card for everything. I think that's some of the strategy that is out there. It's not the message that we preach. And not that we're a pastor, but it's not something that we recommend, because ultimately, like, you're racking things up on a credit card, and sure, like, maybe it works for you where you have the balance to do so. I don't necessarily think that it translates into the discipline that's needed, though, because you don't have to all put it on a credit card. It actually could be used like in a different fashion where you just do basic utilities, so your the total amount of usage doesn't go above that 20%. And if it doesn't go above that 20%, then you're in a really good spot as far as like the amount of the overall, I guess, cost that you have that's available to you on that card. So just something to keep in mind. The other idea that you guys may want to take home away with, if you're not at home already, is stocks. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So stocks is another great tool for which you can use. It's an alternative to savings. The way you have when you set up your debit account, you set up your credit with that bank. You also have a saving account. So saving accounts, they generally have low interest rates that you get, like less than 1% for the most part. There is other investment tools like CDs.
Yes.
You can do with mutual funds and so on, that can give you alternatives to savings. And you can also try to go for the market, those broad ETFs, exchange traded funds.
Mm-hmm.
You can register if you work in a company. They usually will be affiliated with something like either Vanguard or Fidelity that your retirement is already with. So you can contact them to set up a investment account. Investment account with a broad market ETF would give you about a 10+% a year of annual return. So instead of just having your money sitting in savings, you could invest partially some of it into those broad ETFs. This is usually the savings investment that you can do. Now, do keep in mind that there is unwinding this transaction and getting the money back to your account, into your own personal account, that sometimes takes time. So for that reason, you should still have some emergency funds within your bank account, just so you don't fully deplete it. If there is an emergency, maybe the job that you had was restructured or something like this, that you would need those emergency funds for.
Yeah. You want to have a little bit of a buffer there.
In regards to, sorry to interrupt, but in regards to investing into like singular stocks and more active trading, one good rule with that is the more research you do into the companies that you'll be investing in, the more the market is going to pour back into you. So be careful, there is risk. So every stock, they have a beta, which means risk, that you evaluate your betas, and you make sure that you diversify it away with some safer, some more riskier. For example, you can leverage it like this, just so you can not like go down too much in one specific area. If all your eggs are in one basket and you have not researched this basket to the fullest extent, you might experience one downfall. Sometimes though, if you put all your eggs in one basket and you're really, really good at research specifically for that one basket, then you might actually get a really high return. But those are, again, rare examples. For the most part, you would want to research a few different baskets and use them all so you can leverage it and get a good alpha being the return.
Yes, and if you didn't catch any of that, please, I repeat, do your research and do your homework. It is really important that whatever you invest in doesn't even have to be stocks, it doesn't have to be ETFs, whatever it is in life, please do your research because it's really important.
Again, disclaimer, we're not investment advisors,
no.
So none of this is actual investment advice.
However, we do genuinely care about our community and the people that we pour into, such as yourself. And so we want to try the best as we can to help empower you to go out there and accomplish those goals. We want to see every single person that comes to our channel succeed. And so we're going to try our best to help ensure that we provide as much knowledge as we have to help get you there. The other thing is Real estate. So real estate is actually another way that you could invest as well. And I like to think of it as the stock among stocks because it's just so, it grows extremely well. And yes, there are risks with that involved. If you are not familiar with real estate, I would suggest speaking to like finding some community. Sometimes there's are investment groups around your area or even online. I would just say like listen into some of those community meetups that they have, ask the right questions, research online, or talk to a real estate agent within your area so you can get more knowledge about what's happening in the market around you, or getting to a table and just sitting with someone and just having a dialogue about what are your goals, what is it that you're trying to build, and seeing how you can fit your craft into that. So it's just another option out there. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, real estate can actually give you significantly more than the market return as long as you're able to again put this into properties and have a very good exit strategy or entry strategies.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much. So those are the things I want to leave you away with. And the reason that we're doing this in the beginning of the year is because I and my husband truly believe that whatever it is that you want to do this year is going to be so vital that it does require a level of preparation, dedication, and vigor for you to get there. So we want to show you and embark on this journey with you. We're going to slowly uncover a lot of the things that we have been moving with some traction with, and we want to show you the practical steps as to how to do it too. So come join us on this amazing journey and tighten your seatbelt. Come back soon, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.
Thank you.